part of his song is Dreams Come True. Because, that is our feeling also. Our dreams come true because like what we did for the last almost many months ago, we are doing prayer requests for the safe and for the coming of our daughter, and my son-in-law, Pastor Richard, direct from Singapore. They were lived in Singapore for almost 12 years. So that's why Singapore is one of the best country in Asia. And my daughter, she founds it not only in Asia, even in America. But thank you very much. And today is we have a special Sunday. We are celebrating Family Sunday and Love Sunday. So that's why before I start my message, I want to call Pastor Richard to come here with me. Oh, -1. Later, later. Okay, later. Okay, you want to say something and also to render a song for us today. Okay. But the technician is TV, Pastoral is doing a fix in the sound system. Okay. Oh, later. Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay, our message, our reflection today is about love and about the family. So that's why this is our also a family Sunday. I asked Pastor Raj that this Sunday is special for us, especially to our family, because our daughter and son-in-law, Pastor Richard, is coming today. And also, we are waiting one of my kid, David. Maybe he's on the way now. How about Lolami? He's on the way? No. So, our message, my reflection this morning, according to our lectionary, that this is the Transfiguration Sunday. So that's why I want to focus on only some verses. On verse Luke chapter 9, 28 and 29. Now about 8 days after this saying, Jesus took with him Peter and John and James and went up on the mountain to pray. And on verse 29, and while he was praying, the appearance of his face changed, and his clothes become dazzling white. Suddenly they saw two men, Moses and Elijah, talking to him. They appeared in glory and were speaking on his departure, which he was about to accomplish at Jerusalem. I want to focus on these two verses. And verse 29, and while he was praying, the appearance of his face changed and his clothes become dazzling white. So that's why The subtitle of this passage is the transfigurations of Jesus. And they appeared in glory. Verse 31. They appeared in glory. Because of that verse, the title of our message is Do Something Different. You can notice in my graph or in my all the color are, most of the color are what color? Purple, blue, purple, blue, violet. But only one is different, right? So that's why our message and reflection this morning is do something different. On the next slide, we can experience something different when number one is when the Spirit of God is within us. When the Spirit of God is within us. And when our life is in the mode of prayer. Because the scenario of that passage is Jesus went to the mountain together with his disciples. And during the time, Jesus was in the Spirit of God. And Jesus is in the mode of prayer. Because he went to the mountain not to do only hiking, but to do prayer. And when we are in the presence of God, our pace has been changed and our life has become dazzling white. I read one book and there is a preface by a well-known politician and as a Christian believer in our Lord Jesus Christ. His name is Hobito Salonga, former Senate President of the Philippine Senate. I know that some of the Filipinos know this person. Vito Salonga is the most popular Senate President, Senator, writer, and he was known not only in the Philippines but all over the world. And there is one book he made his preface. You know, if you read the book, there is sometimes there is a preface. And according to Senator Salonga, he says about the Methodist member church statement. He said, according to his preface, on that book, on that particular book, you cannot ignore a Methodist. Yeah, according to Senate, but because Senator Salonga is not a Methodist. He is a UCCP, United Church of Christ in the Philippines member. But according to him, you cannot ignore a Methodist. His observation that wherever you go in this world, and when there is one Methodist man or woman in the field of offices or area, you can notice that there is one person there that doing something different. Because that man or woman is a Methodist. That is the observation of Senate President Jovito Salonga. As a children of Jesus Christ, that is also the expectation to us. We are not an ordinary Christian. We are not an ordinary members of this church. We are not an ordinary followers of Jesus, because we need to experience something different when the Spirit of God is within us. When our life is in the mode of prayer, where in the presence of God, our face has been changed and our life has become dazzling white. I have some illustration here. One illustration here. More. To get something different, you must do something different. To get something different, you must do something different. Need to become something different. Like today, we are celebrating Family Sunday. The challenge to us today, our family is not to become an ordinary family. Because our family was a believer in Jesus Christ. The category of our family is a special family in the eyes of God and in our community of believers. On the second thing, verse 38, just when a man from the crowd shouted, "Teacher, I beg you to look at my son. He is my only child." Suddenly a spirit seizes him, and all at once he shrieks. It convulses him until he foams at the mouth. It molds him and will scarcely leave him. "I begged your disciple to cast out, but they could not." Then Jesus answered, "You faithless and perverse generation, how much longer must I be with you?" While he was coming, the demons dashed him to the ground in convulsions. But Jesus rebuked the unclean spirit, healed the boy, and gave him back to his father. And all were astounded at the greatness of God. Again, Jesus has shown his disciple that he can do a different. You know the scenario of this passage? The disciple could not heal. And then the answer Jesus, "You faithless and perverse." Imagine, that is already a disciple. But according to Jesus, their status is still faithless. So in our condition today, as a member of this church for many years, so that the challenge to us, that we need not to become faithless, but we need to make something different. And this is the start of my message. That's only an introduction. How to become something different. So you see the graph, the image, do something different. Everybody's color black, the bulb. There is only one light, or with a light. Do something different for a change. Like in the Philippines today the Philippines is a time of elections. There's a lot of politicians. They are promising and they're claiming the slogan that particular politician is something different. They are not corruptless. They are not a bad boy. They are not. They are all good boy. And then the people are looking who and which is the different among the candidates to become a president of the republic. So, but this is not only for the politicians. It addresses to us, to every one of us. We need to become something different. Like what Jesus did. He changed his face and his clothes was dazzling white. And he healed those possessed by the evil spirit. He did something different. So how? The question is how to become something different. Number one, know how to love God and men as long as you can. Number one person. Know how to love God and men as long as you can. Because a lot of people they loving God. They're doing personal sacrifice to show their love to God. Especially my boss is a Jewish rabbi. Oh, he's so very strict for the food, especially the food, the kosher. He don't want to eat even delicious food, but it is kosher. Everything, even the chocolate, it's become parab, kosher, chocolate, noodles, everything. Because the Jewish practice is, they practicing to see how to love their God. And also the Muslim and also the Christians, especially in the Philippines, during the Semana Santa, the Holy Week. Oh, a lot of people are doing self-sacrifices to show their love to God. You know, they have a stick with a blade on the bottom, and then they're trying to kill himself to show that they love this God. But the problem is, a lot of people, most of the people are trying to love God. But according to the word of God, you need to love your God with all your hearts, with all your mind, with all your souls and everything. But you need to love your neighbor as you love yourself. So that's why according to John Wesley, you need to how to love God and men as long as you can. Both of them. Not only God, not only men, but two of them. You cannot separate that. And the second thing is, know how to have unlimited patience with others. Know how to have unlimited patience. It's very hard to do that, my brother and sister. Especially like in America, if you are have an appointment for 1 o'clock, supposed to be you need to be there by 15 minutes before the time. Right? That's American time. But in the Filipino time is 1 o'clock, your appointment and your is coming by 1:30. That's a Filipino time. Always late. So that's why yesterday we are in the World Trade Center. I saw to my daughter, oh, this is the ground zero. And there's a lot of people, a list of people were died during that World Trade Center tragedy. And I told to my daughter, you know, my anak, there is no Filipino died in the World Trade Center. Really? There's no Filipino? Yes! Because it was happened 8 a.m. and the Filipino coming by 8:30. So it's done already. Good for them to become late. And but there is 3 time, Pastor, sorry to mention your country, the Indian time. That is the worst thing. American time, Filipino time, and the third thing is the Indian time. You know, Pastor, what does it mean? Indian time never coming, never go, never appear. That's an Indian time. That's only a joke. So, know how to have unlimited patience. That's only in the time. But there's a lot of things we need to have patience in our neighbor, in our others. Patient. Like today, you are listening to the sermon of the pastor. You need to have patience. Pastor, it's so long. Sorry, because my schedule here is only once in a while. And the third thing is know how to love your enemy. Oh, this is very easy to say, but it's very hard to do. So that's why this is really encourage you to something different. Because if you are loving only those unlovable and you are not do to love the unlovable, that is not the same. It's only the same. But the challenge to us this morning is be something different. We need to love our enemy. We need to know how to love our enemy. At the end, I want to share it to you because today is a family day. Know how to love your extended family. Not only your family, but your extended family. There is a joke that Adam and Eve, there are lucky couple in the world. You know why? Because they has no in-laws. They have no in-laws. Adam and Eve. So that's why we need to know how to love your extended family. And our extension is the in-laws. I'm glad and blessed because my in-law is a pastor. Pastor Richard. And also my other... Where is it? Not Dave and his girlfriend. Nothing yet. So they are good in-laws. So that's why we need to know how to love our extended family. Not only in the immediate family, because as a Christians, we did it also already. Our extended family. Which is that? That's a mother, sister, and your kids. That is your immediate family. There's no problem about that. But the problem is the extended family. Your first cousin, second cousin, and church members. That's our extended family. Not in our, sorry to say, but it is reality in our family in the Philippines. Because my lolo, my grandfather, is not so, not a millionaire, but he has a lot of lots or land. So when he died, when he has a lot of parcel of land. When he died, he cannot prepare the last will of testament. Here in America, when you reach 70 years old, I think you are required to do a last will of testament. I don't know if it is true or not. Because all my employers had already a last will of testament. And until when my grandfather died, all the siblings, my father, my uncle, my auntie, they are quarreling to each other on how to divide the parcel of land. So they are starting to discuss the problem in the sala. You know, in sala in the Filipino living room, they are discussing the problem in the living room, not in the living room of their house, their living room on the court. Because they are fighting for the parcel of that land. So that's why we need to love our extended family. Because we need to do something different. And that is the showing to something different is we need to know how to love our extended family. Especially when we are first in America. We are so blessed because this church, the Trinity United Methodist Church, has become our extended family. Because during that time, my situation is tago and tago. You know what's that? No, my wife was petitioned by the school and my status is only a dependent. Even according to the law of the United States, if you are a dependent, you are not allowed to get a work. Getting work, you are not allowed. Because your role is only to assist to your wife. So that's why my wife's always asking me to do that, to do that. So that, yeah, it's good for me. So, my brothers and sisters, this church has become our extended family. This church is adopted me, adopted us, give us houses, give us a work and opportunity, do that and so forth and so on. So that's why we are blessed because this church has become our extended family. So that's why we encourage those who are new here in America, go to the Trinity Methodist Church. Adopt this as your extended family and you will experience something different in your life. So at the end, need to become something different. The challenge to us in our family is not to become an ordinary family. Not to become only a typical family. We need to become different. And we need to do something different. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.